imagine going from Christy Sides coaching, where she doesn't really want to play you, and no matter what you do on the court, it doesn't matter because your coach doesn't want to play you. And then eventually your coach figures it out and starts you and plays you 30 minutes a game and your team gets better.
The story of Lexi Hull's rise from a bench warmer to a game changer in Unrivaled's 3-on-3 basketball format is a lesson in perseverance, adaptability, and seizing the moment. For the Rose Basketball Club, her emergence could mark the beginning of a new era. Imagine starting the season as a promising team in the Unrivaled Basketball League, but falling flat in your first 2 games. That was the Rose Basketball Club's reality. The team was built around stars like Angel Reese and Chelsea Gray, both expected to dominate the league. However, their play style wasn't clicking. The offense was slow, predictable, and heavily reliant on pick-and-roll plays that didn't suit the fast-paced, dynamic nature of 3-on-3 basketball. Amidst this chaos, Lexi Hull was practically invisible. Across the first 2 games, she logged a mere 8 minutes of playing time. A sharpshooter with elite defensive skills, Hull was relegated to the sidelines while her team struggled. Fans and analysts alike were puzzled. Why wasn't Hull being utilized, especially when the team desperately needed a spark? Coach Nola Henry faced mounting pressure after the dismal start. The decision to center the team's offense around Angel Reese backfired spectacularly. While Reese's stat lines filled with double-doubles looked impressive on paper, they didn't translate into wins.
So the Rose coach in Unrivaled finally decided to play Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull actually saw the floor. And what happened?
Her playing style, rooted in traditional 5-on-5 basketball, slowed the team down. In 3-on-3 basketball, quick decision-making, off-ball movement, and spacing are paramount. Reese's reliance on pick-and-rolls and isolation plays made the Rose predictable and easy to defend. Meanwhile, Lexi Hull's skill set was tailor-made for this format. A deadly 3-point shooter and a lockdown defender, Hull had the tools to thrive in the open space and fast pace of 3-on-3 basketball. The question was, would Coach Henry recognize this before it was too late? By the 3rd game, Coach Henry had no choice but to shake things up. The team's 0-2 record was a wake-up call. Hull was finally given her chance to prove herself, and she did not disappoint. The Rose adopted a new strategy.
When Lexi Hull played more than 4 minutes. Oh, the Rose win, first of all. They win.
Emphasizing off-ball movement, quick cuts, and spreading the floor. It was a complete departure from their earlier reliance on pick and rolls, the result a dramatic turnaround. Lexi Hull exploded for 19 points in just 10 minutes of play. She went 8 for 11 from the field, including a few clutch 3-pointers and relentless drives to the basket. Her efficiency was off the charts, and her impact was undeniable. Hull's breakout performance was more than just a great game, it was a statement. For a player who had been overlooked and underutilized, this was her moment to shine. Her ability to adapt to the new system and deliver when it mattered most showcased her basketball IQ and mental toughness. Hull's ability to knock down shots from beyond the arc forced defenders to stay close, opening up driving lanes for her and her teammates. Hull's sharp cuts and intelligent positioning kept the defense scrambling. She created scoring opportunities not just for herself, but also for others. On the other end of the court, Hull's lockdown defense disrupted the opposition's rhythm.
7 from the field and has 19 points, 3 assists, and 3 boards. 19, 3, and 3. She was the top scorer.
In a format where one-on-one matchups are critical, her defensive prowess was invaluable. While Hull's performance was a bright spot, it also highlighted some hard truths about Angel Reese's role on the team. Reese, who had been the centerpiece of the Rose's offense, struggled mightily in the 3rd game. She scored just 4 points in 8 minutes, turned the ball over 3 times, and committed 4 fouls. Her inefficiency and inability to adapt to the faster pace of 3-on-3 basketball were glaring. Reese's struggles raised questions about her future in Unrivaled. Was her traditional style of play a liability in this format? Could she adapt, or would the team need to rethink her role entirely? With Hull leading the charge,
Hull's really stepping up because she barely played those first 2 games. And I do think with her barely playing those first 2 games,
the Rose Basketball Club finally found their rhythm. The new offensive strategy focused on ball movement, spacing, and exploiting mismatches. When the Rose finally gave Lexi Hull a chance in their 3rd game, everything changed. Hull's performance was nothing short of spectacular. In just 19 minutes, she scored 19 points, shooting 8 of 11 from the field, along with 3 assists and 3 rebounds. It wasn't just the stat line that impressed, it was how she achieved it. Hull's off-ball movement created chaos for defenders. Her ability to cut to the basket, find open lanes, and finish plays energized the Rose offense in ways that hadn't been seen in the first 2 games. Meanwhile, her defensive prowess was on full display as she disrupted passing lanes and locked down opposing scorers. Hull's breakout performance forced the Rose to rethink their approach.
I don't think she did anything wrong. Like, I even said at the time where I'm like, it's literally just the style of play their coach is trying to play that didn't suit Lexi Hull.
Gone were the heavy pick-and-roll sets that had bogged down their offense. Instead, the team embraced a faster, more fluid style of play that prioritized ball movement, spacing, and off-ball action. Hull thrived in this environment, using her basketball IQ to make the right play time and time again. This shift didn't just benefit Hull, it elevated the entire team. Players like Kalia Copper and Azura Stevens found their rhythm, complementing Hull's energy with their own dynamic play. Even Chelsea Gray, known for her clutch shooting and playmaking, seemed rejuvenated in this new system. As Hull rose to prominence,
Lexi Hull hardly played, and it was all within like the flow of whatever offense you run in Unrivaled. And also, she's obviously a really freaking good defender.
Angel Reese found herself in an unfamiliar position, the bench. In the 3rd game, Reese played just 8 minutes, scoring 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Her turnovers and fouls further highlighted her struggles to adapt to the Unrivaled format. Fans began to question whether Reese's individual stats were worth the team's lack of success. Reese's challenges underscored a larger issue. Her style of play simply didn't mesh with the fast-paced 3-on-3 nature of Unrivaled basketball. While she excelled in traditional 5-on-5 settings, her reliance on post-ups and slower sets made her a liability in this new format. Hull's success highlights why 3-on-3 basketball is a different beast. With fewer players on the court, every possession demands maximum efficiency. There's no room for error.
As we've seen from Melissa Thomas, like the points that are like the point guards that are doing really well, or the point forward type things that are doing well in this, aren't really pick and roll play.
And every player must contribute on both ends of the floor. Hull's sharp shooting and defensive versatility made her a perfect fit for this style of play. 3-on-3 basketball also rewards players who excel in off-ball movement and quick decision-making. Hull's ability to read the game, make timely cuts, and knock down open shots gave the Rose a much-needed spark. Hull's breakout game is more than just a feel-good story. It's a turning point for the Rose Basketball Club. Her performance proved that the team's struggles weren't due to a lack of talent, but rather a failure to utilize their assets effectively. Moving forward, the Rose must build their strategy around players like Hull, who can thrive in the Unrivaled format. As for Reese, her future with the team remains uncertain. While she's undeniably talented, her inability to adapt raises questions about her role moving forward. The Rose must decide whether to continue experimenting with Reese or to fully commit to the new identity they've found with Hull at the helm. Hull's rise in Unrivaled could have ripple effects beyond this season.
Rock and hitting cutters, hitting like 3-point players. Like, it's not about the pick and roll. It's not as important in 3-on-3, especially when you can push the floor and you can run, and athleticism is the most important.
For the Indiana Fever, her WNBA team, her performance serves as a reminder of her potential as a two-way player. With stars like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston leading the Fever, Hull's versatility could make her a key piece in their 2025 campaign. Coach Nola Henry, who had been criticized for her early season decisions, now has a chance to redeem herself. If she can embrace the lessons from Hull's breakout game and adjust her strategy accordingly, she could lead the Rose to a successful season.
I think Lexi Hull is going to have she's going to have a solid Unrivaled, and thankfully, she's stepped.
However, the pressure is on fans, and analysts will be watching closely to see if she makes the right moves. Lexi Hull's journey from benchwarmer to game changer is a testament to her resilience and talent. She seized her opportunity and proved that she's more than just a role player. She's a difference maker.
Up, and I didn't think she did anything wrong in her first 2 games when she was on the floor. The coach just didn't fit her. She didn't fit the coach's system. Thankfully, the Rose switched it up a bit. They won.
For the Rose Basketball Club, her emergence could mark the beginning of a new era. Lexi Hull's story is a reminder that sometimes all it takes is one chance to change everything. Her performance not only revitalized the Rose,
back to mid-season form. She really is. She's absolutely delivering on that double-double. That's right, points, rebounds,
but also challenged the way we think about basketball strategy. As the Unrivaled season continues, one thing is clear: Hull is a name to watch.